work at a Montessori school, which is basically just a really small school, 3 to 4 very tiny classrooms for children. Where I work, the classrooms are on the lower level of a church, and my job is to clean them every night after the classes. It would only take me around 2 hours to clean all the rooms, but I work the closing shift at the nearby grocery store as well, so I wouldn't get to the school until around 10:30 most nights. Something you should also know is that the church shared a parking lot with an old people's home directly across from it. I will admit, a lot of weird and creepy things have happened at this school, but the weirdest had to be what happened just a couple weeks back. I just finished cleaning the second room and was beginning to move all of my cleaning supplies to the third room. It was probably around 11:45 at this time, which meant that I was running a little bit behind, so I was trying to rush. As I crossed the hallway to the third room, I heard the loud bells echoing throughout the church. Upstairs, someone had rung the doorbell. Nobody has ever shown up during any of my shifts before, as it was always so late, and both the school and the church were closed hours before. I was a little nervous, so I slowly made my way upstairs and towards the door. It was one of those wooden doors with big tinted glass window on it. Trying not to be seen, I looked around the corner to see who was outside. I saw the old woman, probably in her 70s or 80s, just standing right outside the door. I backed away before she could notice me. I decided to ignore it and figured she had just wandered off, and one of the attendants at the old people's home would pick her up. I started my cleaning day, mopping floors of the room, but only a few minutes later, I heard banging echo through the halls. I jumped a little, then I stopped to listen. The banging stopped for a few seconds and was followed by the old lady yelling from outside. It was hard to make out what she was saying, so I made my way back upstairs, where I could hear clearly what she was calling out for. She was calling for someone named Abby. She was just repeating her name over and over. As I got closer to the door, the woman stopped. I looked around the corner and she wasn't outside the door anymore. It was a little bit unsettling, but I assured myself that someone probably came and got her after they heard her yelling. I turned around and began my way back. Out of the corner of my eye, I see the old lady staring at me through the window right beside the stairs. She looked me in the eyes and yelled, "Abby, help me." Her eyes were wide open and hair was long and gray. I immediately ran back downstairs. I looked myself in one of the classrooms. I took my phone out and called the old people home next door, and I told them the situation, asking if maybe she wandered away from them. The lady on the line told me that everyone was there. They would have noticed if anyone had left, as they are required to check out. She said that she will double check with security and to stay on the line just in case. While I waited, I heard a banging on the window upstairs, and a few seconds later the woman on this phone describes the old lady features and asked if that was her. I said yes and mentioned that she keeps yelling for someone named Abby. There was a small moment of silence. "Ma'am?" I spoke softly back into the phone. She replied, warning me not to approach her and to find somewhere safe to stay until they could have someone come and get her. Obviously, this just made me ever more terrified. I stayed in the room, still listening to the repeated banging on the window from upstairs. Now, this building was pretty old, and I wasn't sure how long those windows hold if she kept banging on them. Eventually, I heard some male voices outside, and after what sounded like a struggle, they left. I sat there for a few minutes, I think about what just happened. Then I got up and finished cleaning the rooms. The whole situation felt pretty unreal, and knowing that old lady is in the building across from me still makes me nervous. I never found out who Abby was or why the lady was trying to get into the church, but I'm just glad never opened the door.